Hi and welcome to Australian Gamers Friday Night Podcast. I'm Yug.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Starks.
Yeah. Tonight we'll be talking about the CES Consumer Electronics.
Yes.
CES. What's
Yes.
the last one?
Show.
Right. Yep. Okay.
God.
Got it. And yeah.
And we'll be talking about tournament gaming.
Excellent.
And professional gaming.
And probably the reason for the tournament professional gaming is because of our special guest that we have on the show. Welcome, Starks.
Thank you.
Starky.
Who flew all the way up from Sydney? Well, didn't fly, drove all the way up from Sydney just for this podcast.
Just for the podcast. Quite an honour.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a dangerous trek too in my 1986 Corona. Not a good
fantastic.
Really.
Oh, it wasn't too bad. I only
Do you
spun
still
out
have
a
those
few
pizza
times.
shapes?
Actually, I think they're downstairs somewhere. Where did they go?
Okay, can we stop talking about food? Anyway, what was really good was when Starks did turn up to Brisbane. He looked like Two-Face out of Batman because the right-hand side of him was completely sunburnt for where he's driving up to Brisbane, whereas the left-hand side is just pale and pasty white.
It's pretty funny, actually. I came up here with the intention to get a tan, and it seems as though I've achieved that for my right arm.
You're halfway there.
Halfway
towards getting a tan. I always find it weird because my colour vision is not the best ever. So I often find that people...
He's colourblind.
I'm not colourblind. Colourblind people can't see in colour at all. Whatever. Anyway, my point is that I'm not real good at red. And people are kind of pink. So when someone is sunburned and they go a bit redder than normal, I can't tell. So people go, whoa, they are so red. And I'm like,
Meh.
yeah, okay.
So does
I'll
that
take
mean
your word
you
for it.
really don't know what colour you are? Well, when you look at yourself in the mirror, are you like, I
Yes.
don't know if I'm sunburnt today. You might be red as a beetroot, but you're like, no, I look fine.
I'm black. I know I'm black.
You're not black, Matt.
Brown then, whatever.
Okay. No. Anyway, let's actually attempt to get this back on topic.
Why?
Because we have to say that every so often so people actually
Think we care.
think we're informative.
Look,
Let's start off with the tournament gaming side of things, actually.
Yeah, all right.
Starks, tell us, what do you do?
Yeah,
what do I do?
why are you here?
Why
That's
are you
probably
here?
a good way to leave
Why
it.
are you on
Apart
the
from the podcast,
podcast?
as a sort of sidelight, secondary sort of thing, why are you here?
Well, to be honest with you, this was meant to be a holiday, in some respects, is to come up and to really have a good time. Haven't been on holiday, but it was also an attempt for me to get up here and meet some of the fellow pro gamers that I have played against on many an occasion. On Saturday, I'm actually going to have a LAN with some of the older Halo 1 pros, the PPs or perfect players and the hacks, and a couple of the ADT members who are Australian Dream Team. Basically,
I don't understand any of what he just said.
See, there's a lot of abbreviations here.
What's
okay.
a hacks and what's
Hack is a clan name. Okay.
Oh, okay.
PP or Perfect Play is another clan.
And
and ADT.
I thought they were actually like officially perfect players in some way.
They're one of the best teams in Australia.
Yeah, but
so
good and perfect aren't the same thing. I thought that was like an official Halo rank.
Fair enough.
But it's not.
No, it's a
you're
clan
wrong.
name. Clans obviously being very similar to guilds. I'm sure most
I
people
know what
know
a
that.
clan is.
Yeah. I'm just trying to state the obvious.
Yeah, no, good. always a plus.
Yeah, good, yep.
So actually we're going to be landing Halo 1 on the Saturday. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It won't be your traditional Halo 1. It'll actually be Halo 1 NTSC, which is a slight modification on the game itself.
Now, wouldn't that require an illegally modded Xbox?
Yes, it would.
Really? Well, we don't endorse that sort of thing.
Of
here at
course we
Australian
don't.
Gamer.
No, it would require a US Xbox that they're importing specifically for the event.
Exactly.
Excellent, fantastic. I'm glad to hear that you're abiding by those non-piracy guidelines.
They bought some from Lixang.
Lixang, yes, we did.
Just before it closed down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sony. Not. But yes, that's why I'm up here to have a big LAN with these guys, who are possibly some of the best Halo players in Australia.
This does give the impression to all the people listening that you play a few tournament games.
Yes, we do play. Halo 1 was probably...
Stop. Who's we?
Yeah,
The Drop Bears. The Drop Bears played
Drop
a
Bears.
few. Yes, the Drop Bears is a clan that I helped to start about 2 and a bit years ago in 2004 November when Halo 2 came out.
Yep.
We were an online gaming clan, so basically we met online, similar to what most PC gamers do, and we started playing Halo 2, and we got fairly good at it. I won't say we're like really crazy good at it, but
Well,
we
why
enjoy
not?
it.
Why
We love
don't you
it.
say that?
Yeah, just
Um,
say it, dude.
just
This
say
is
it,
a
go on.
radio thing.
Yeah,
you
right,
don't have
yeah.
to back anything up at all.
No.
We don't.
Fantastic,
No,
good,
we-
excellent.
we-
I'm the greatest Halo 2 player ever to live.
Excellent. That's good.
So you fatality just runs.
Oh,
screaming
fatality
when you're
doesn't-
coming.
yep,
Right.
yep.
Doesn't come close.
No, nowhere near.
Well, I
Ah,
guess
cool.
now for me and Matt, I mean, well, personally, like I play on live occasionally, sort of thing, but I'm certainly not a serious professional online gamer or tournament gamer or stuff like that. I don't practice. I'm not in a clan or anything like that. Like, do you treat it seriously? Like, do you treat it as a almost as something that you'd like to do as a career?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, definitely. If
Not,
there was,
not on a whim, not on a whim. Like, oh, it'd be nice, but is that something?
Are you in training for a career?
we're definitely putting our sights on Halo 3 because we believe that to be the next competitive game that's going to come out. But at the moment, we are focusing on games such as Gears of War and Call of Duty 3, and even Rainbow Six Vegas, which is quite an excellent game online.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, due to the nature of the Australian community, we're really at our birthing stage for competitive gaming.
What do you mean by the Australian community?
Well, the Australian community is one of of about 6 gaming communities around the world that have a sort of a competitive gaming nature. The US, in terms of Xbox, is probably by far and away the biggest.
843 times as big.
Yeah, exactly, and it shows with competitions such as MLG, where they have contracted players on 3-year contracts for $250,000.
Yeah.
I know of 5 players like that. That is their career.
Yeah.
I'd love Australia to get there. I also understand that it's going to take time.
Yeah.
So, sort of my purpose at the moment is to back the community and also help out where I can.
Hey,
So-
how many other Australian gaming clans out there that are as serious or more serious than the Dropouts?
It varies because
Yeah, like are you in the top 5 or top 10 of things, or is there like 100 others, or like?
I'd like to think for Xbox would be in the top 5 when it comes to things such as
all right,
multi-gaming.
But if it's the top 5 out of 5, that's not impressive. There.
Well, no, there's more to it than that. Like, there's a lot of games, and certain clans stick to certain games. But recently, with the Game 1 tournament, there was a significant amount of money that was actually put up. And so a lot of other clans would play multiple games in the attempt to actually win money.
Just because what the hell, give it a go.
Well, yeah. And that's the type of attitude that will actually propagate to clans going, well, hello, if we can be good at 2 games, then we can potentially double our money.
Yeah, true.
So that's the idea.
Did you think that the Game 1 tournament went well?
Mixed emotions. I thought it is definitely groundwork for the future. I really wish that they could turn the speakers away from the gaming arena so that we're not deaf by the end of the day.
Actually, I think
So you
I
have
think
kidneys at the end of the day, yeah.
Mm.
I
Essentially.
think generally everyone kind of just wish that they turned the speakers off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
I mean, I see it as an important step forward. I think it will get to the stage where something like a Game 1 might be held, every 6 months, and that'd be fantastic, especially if the money is there, because that's what makes people travel. A lot of clans in the past have travelled specifically just to play for pride. A lot of Queenslanders, you would come down to Sydney for...
Pride only.
Exactly.
They don't-
Pride doesn't
you
pay
can
the
only
bills.
afford that to
Yeah,
pay
exactly.
for your pride for so long.
Pride doesn't
Well
pay the
spoken,
bills,
you
that's
moron.
for sure.
Well, I'm not, I was trying to say something profound there.
Yeah, and it took you 12 goes.
I didn't know how to phrase it.
I noticed that.
But screw you.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
But yeah,
Whatever.
Well, as you said, pride doesn't pay for the bills, which is why a lot of the
No.
clans stopped travelling, because you can't win a career out of it.
Can't everyone just play on live? Aren't there tournaments on
yeah,
live?
that was actually the question that I was going to ask. You're
I
going
asked
to
it
allow.
first.
No, I was going to ask a good question.
I asked it first.
Yours, I just wanted to ask before yours ruined mine.
I asked it first.
It's a different question, you moron. Anyway, the question is, you're doing a LAN. Why a LAN? Why not just go on live? Is it that different an experience in the how, like,
Yeah, it is. It is.
because of the speed, because of latency? Is that the main
Latency
issue?
is a big issue, just like any PC gamer. I
Yeah.
mean, there's many a curse word said about lag. It's no different in any console game. LAN is the only fair medium by which you can decrease any sort of lag
true.
to the most
and it
minimum.
it also makes everyone even.
Exactly.
So, even if there is a little bit of lag, everyone has the same lag.
Now,
Exactly.
hold on. Is there any specific game that's come out in recent years where it has been widely accepted as a lag-free experience? Is there anything that... I mean, there's some games which are renowned for being worse than others. Is there anything which is almost optimal and close to perfect? I mean, frankly, everyone...
Not for consoles.
But everyone that's got a 360 is using broadband. I mean, that's the only way to connect to it, right?
Yeah, but not all broadbands are created equal.
Yeah,
I mean,
got your
having
128,
bandwidth
your
is-
256 ups. What your upload is generally, like for games such as Halo and Gears of War, where they're person to person, there is a host, and that host actually dictates the speed.
But surely people who are going to actually do this in a professional way and do it in a consistent way, getting a decent broadband connection is going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than travelling.
Yes,
I'm not talking about your casual gamer that jumps on occasionally to play a game. I'm talking about people that are actually competing in an online tournament or something like that.
There have been a few of them. Spectre ran a few in the year of 2005, and there was actually a guy called Cable who was Australia's Master Chief.
So say again, his name is Cable?
Well, Dean Loney, aka Cable.
Okay.
Basically, he was the Australia's Master Chief,
Yep.
and Rob, or Phenomenon from Spectre, in cooperation with Microsoft, actually got them to do 1v1 tournaments.
Can I ask just a really dumb question?
Yeah.
What the hell is a Master Chief?
A Master Chief.
I know that the dude in Halo is Master Chief, but what is Australia's Master Chief?
Cable won a free-for-all tournament at the Big Pond tournament in 2005, and that denoted that he was the he was basically the pick of the litter for Australia. There was a US Master Chief, there was an English Master Chief, and there was an Australia's Master Chief.
Did they all compete?
Yeah, they did on an online tournament.
How did it go?
As far as I'm aware, I don't think he did. He came fourth, I think. I think he came fourth, but he didn't get higher than fourth.
Right.
I don't think
out of how many countries? You don't know? Or?
It was 8 countries.
That's not bad.
It's respectable.
That's pretty good.
I don't think he liked the lag though, because obviously US.
Australia it would be a little bit disadvantaged.
And if the servers, for example, in the US, that's an obvious advantage.
Yeah,
I mean, when playing competitive games, even a tenth of a second makes a difference.
It's one of those things where, like, if you're just me, lag wouldn't be a factor really for me, because I'm trying to work out how to find the head. And but the better you get, the more the little details make a difference.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because like you were saying, the NTSC version is better and blah blah blah, and that's because it's like a sixth faster or something.
Yeah, it's 60
for me,
hertz
that
instead of
probably
50.
wouldn't be such a big deal, but for you, who would notice the difference, notice the improvement, and so on.
Well, the game was designed for 60 hertz, so when it was ported to 50 hertz, and it sort of skewed the way the game was designed, which is why it wasn't quite as good a game for power. That was charming.
You know what?
8 out of 10.
Sorry, my belches sound deep, and they're like a rumbling. Your belches sound like they're just about to hit puberty. Like my
burps are actually whiny.
Yes,
that's not good.
No,
that's not a good thing.
Suits the personality sometimes.
Hey,
I think he's bagging you out already.
So I have to ask one other question, which is, why console? There are so many more games on the PC. The broadband experience.
Totally agree.
Why PC? Why console? Why Halo?
I originally started playing Quake 2. I remember back in Year 7 and Year 8 playing Quake and Quake 2. Absolutely loved it. Unreal Tournament, Game of the Year edition came out. That was my beloved.
Unreal Tournament rock sword.
Absolutely fantastic game.
Whoa.
Yes,
Stop.
I did. Move on.
Okay, keep going.
That was what got me into sort of trying to become, I won't say competitive, but trying to go more hardcore. And then, long story short, I got bludgeoned by my younger brother, Psychopath, into buying a Xbox.
So did he literally...
Was he actually a psychopath?
And was he literally
No
bludgeoning
comment on
you?
that one.
Did he bludgeon you?
Did he...
Because
he did bludgeon. He won.
With
he
an
won.
inch of your life.
Because when you say you were bludgeoned by a psychopath, we have to listen to some degree and kind of wonder.
My younger brother, Nathan, basically gypped me into buying it. I didn't want it. I got it with PGR and Halo. Never liked Halo. But one... Definite.
See that?
Definite 9.5.
Right.
Definite 9.5.
See, half. What the hell is the half a point off for?
Being you.
Screw you.
Yeah, see, he set it too high a standard with mine. Mine wasn't worth an 8.
Yeah,
Like
7 maybe.
It
was such
so
a
you've
high
gotta
quality burp, but nothing's ever perfect, you know. I mean, if you'd followed it up with, you know, a fart as well, then yeah, sure.
Or
10
a
out of
fart
10.
at the same time.
Oh, thank God our podcast has devolved into burp and fart jokes. Fantastic. Thank you, Starks.
Not a problem.
I think we're
Anytime.
up to that now. I think we've raised the level of the
We've
burp
worked
and
our
fart
way
joke.
up to this particular standard.
Fantastic.
All right, well, yeah. I don't know.
So you were basically saying you got tricked into Halo. And why didn't you go back to the PC when you realised Halo was actually not that good?
I didn't think it was that good. All I did was play single player, but I caught glandular fever and had 4 weeks to play the console, and it was all I played for 8 hours a day, and
So
it just got to the stage where I really, really loved it.
Do you credit glandular fever to starting your online console?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
When you like win an award, are you going to go up and go, I'd like to thank the glandular fever? That'd be cool.
Yes, and the damaged liver that comes as a
You
result
should,
of it.
you should try and encourage people to try and catch glandular fever in the future.
It is the kissing disease. They don't need more encouragement.
Is it really?
I think that's the kissing disease.
Well, that's how I caught it.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. What was
Ex-girlfriend had it.
Who was the guy? Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I had
that no swearing policy really,
well, to start
I
with,
think it speaks for it all, though.
To start with, Starks, don't say, oh, yeah. But anyway.
But yeah, moving on.
Anyway, keep going, yeah.
Moving on. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. And then that was at about July of 2004, and Halo 2 was rapidly coming up. And then Halo 2 came out, and it was just absolutely fantastic to play people online. I absolutely just spent hours and hours. My social life degraded over it. It was like wow for console gamers.
Because we were arguing, Starks and I were arguing with some people the other day. You really can't look at Halo and Halo 2 as...
Starks in you? Did you say Starks in you?
Yeah.
Oh, you meant Starks in you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. Keep going, yep.
What is wrong with you, apart from the obvious? Anyway, about how you can't look at a game like Halo 2 as a whole game. You have to look at it as 2 separate games, the multiplayer and the single player.
Exactly.
Totally different games. And that's why it's easy for me to just go, Halo, I don't get it, not a big deal. But as a multiplayer game, as a multiplayer tournament game, it's a whole other thing that I haven't experienced.
Hold on,
at all.
now. Most games are like that, though, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, to a large degree.
Call of Duty 3, for example. Now,
Fantastic. Possibly one of the, in my opinion, that and GAO, at the moment, are the 2 best competitive games online.
Yeah, you're talking about competitive games online, whereas, like the single-player experience, it doesn't exactly match the multiplayer experience.
No, I mean, there are some games that they do match. Like, for example, you would look at Unreal Tournament as a single-player game. It's a multiplayer game.
Yeah, well, that's multiplayer only, but that doesn't even really have a single player.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. One last thing, and then I get about gaming tournaments, things like that. What do you think needs to happen in Australia for gaming tournaments to become basically so there's enough tournaments, and so they're high profile enough, similar to the States. Basically, do you know what I mean? To actually catch up.
Can I answer this question?
Or can Matt actually?
No, I want
to answer. I
want to answer this question. What a dumb question! Seriously, dude. For what? For it to be as good as it is in the US. Is that what you're going?
More prominent for people like
Starks. For it to be more prominent, there needs to be more tournaments.
Yeah, but
no, it's not that easy.
It's not as
that
easy.
No, I know. And there needs to be more money in it.
It needs to be taken seriously as well.
That's the question. You're answering the question.
No, I don't want to actually answer the question. I just want to stir you.
You are answering the question. You're saying it's a stupid question. You're answering it.
Well, no, I think it's one of those things that at what point have you succeeded? At what point is it enough money now? Enough tournaments now? Enough success
It's enough money when people can
put
successfully fly.
But how many people and how much money do they need to make?
Right now, okay, Starks, you're basically saying that Australia, it's got a long way to go before it even reaches anywhere near the level of what they have in the States. So I'm not talking about the amount of people, but the fact that they treat it seriously, sort of thing. The profile.
Exactly.
So in Australia, is it just going to keep being low profile tournaments that have low prize money, or do you think it's going to grow? And if it is going to grow, what's required? What's needed?
That was a bit better of a question.
That's happy with that?
A little bit. It's still dumb, but not as dumb.
I think what is required are a company to take the plunge and go, we believe that something like this can work, and we believe it has a viable future.
So, what sort of company doing what?
I'd love to see Microsoft and just back it. They have backed it. Don't get me wrong. They've done a lot for competitive
but what would
gaming.
they actually? What would they actually need to do?
It's one thing to throw. I mean, okay, let's say
it's hard.
Let's say Microsoft says $200,000 to competitive gaming. Now, what are you saying?
Where does that money go? What does
should
it
they
do?
give away a $200,000 prize for a tournament? What I mean, how do you think?
You've got to look
$100,000.
at the costs to actually rent a place to hold it and everything like that.
$100,000 prize. Then what do they do with the rest of their money? What? Because frankly, if you just say, "Here's $100,000 prize for this gaming tournament," you still. I mean, if you're saying there's not that many teams in Australia,
it's not quite like that. Most of the people who played stopped playing through. It's like a general cycle, you know. You have people who come through, new teams come through, and stuff like that. What has happened is, unfortunately, as the older teams have slowly stopped, it's due to the fact that there is no money in it, so they can't keep flying.
They have to do things like
interstate.
get a job.
Yeah, you have to pay the bills.
Yeah,
and that meant that as much as they may love the game, they cannot continue to invest the time in it. Otherwise, they end up.
And it wouldn't even be necessarily. It wouldn't even be necessarily having enough money and having enough profile for the thing for everyone to be able to make, you know, $40,000 a year or $50,000 a year.
Yeah,
it would be just enough so that it doesn't cost as much to compete. You know.
Yeah, just even paying the costs to travel means that you can still have a part-time job and still make your way, and then pay for your, you know, flying and accommodation.
But that's still, I mean, even covering the cost of getting to an event, that still puts it in that field of hobby, not career. You know. I mean,
but that's a very, very high level though. And how many people to be viable as a career? How many people is that? I mean, you could say the same with sports.
But that's the thing.
Sports pretty big
with Olympics and stuff like that. But their careers aren't defined by winning a gold medal, unless they sell the gold medal. It's all about sponsorship.
This is the basis that it needs to be created with. The reason MLG is so successful is through sponsorship. People like Boost and Red Bull saw what was going on and saw that, yes, these people here drink Red Bull and a lot of it, you know, because they obviously need it.
No, they don't. Gamers don't drink Red Bull.
Oh, hell no. Of course we don't.
They drink milk.
That is so wrong on so many levels.
No, it's
anyway,
not.
and so when the sponsors, you should see your smug smile at the moment. When the gamers,
no one can see anything.
Is that why you're not wearing pants, or?
It's one of the reasons.
One of many.
But your comparison with the Olympics is actually a bad one, because the point of the Olympics is that it's an amateur tournament.
Yeah, but you look at someone like Ian Thorpe, who makes a profession.
He makes money from
sponsorship.
Yep,
that is where the money is made. People like Red Bull will see the professional.
But that requires people that don't care about, or not that don't care, but can't play the console games to actually want to watch them.
It does require a certain amount of spectatorship.
That's all it requires. I mean, that's what it needs, sort of thing.
There's such a thing called VOD, which is video on demand. Okay, VOD is a subscription-based television show on MLG. It has tens of thousands of viewers for MLG events, and that's people around the world who can't get to America to watch them.
Great, so we need that in Australia.
Yeah, stuff like that will come. Like people who may not be able to travel to Sydney from Western Australia for an event, but still want to watch it, can pay for this subscription and watch it. And that's spectatoring in a way.
Though? Should they pay for the subscription, or would it be better to just give it away? More people watching, more people getting sponsorship.
Obviously, it is a way to get more money within MLG. Therefore, it's a cycle. They do that in an attempt to keep themselves above, which means that there will be another VOD. And most people are happy to give the money. It's $20 for a year, $30 for a year. So that's fairly reasonable.
That is pretty reasonable.
Fair enough. All right. Well, look, I do want to move on. I think we've talked about tournament game for quite a bit. Thank you very much for your
CES.
Stunning, amazing insights.
No problem.
Now, and put on some pants.
And I think we should all take our pants off now.
I think so. All
right. Look, frankly, the only other thing that we particularly wanted to mention in this podcast was CES, the Consumer Electronic Show.
Wow, you actually got the words and everything. That's very good.
I memorized.
He's got it written on the back of his hand. He's reading it upside down.
The show Electronic Consumer.
Yeah.
No, wrong. Okay. Have either of you read up, or do you know?
I know nothing about it except that it's an abbreviation.
Okay, well, look, I mean, I was reading up about it. Frankly, there's only a few things. I mean, a lot.
CES actually used to be the big gaming show back in the day before E3.
Really?
CES was actually the gaming show of the year.
Well, a lot of people thought that the CES would accommodate much more of the gaming stuff since E3 not shut down, but became smaller.
Turned into what it now is.
Yeah, but from the sounds of it, it really didn't. I mean, CES these days is mostly all about how many different high definition TVs can we put into the one expo. Don't shake your head. I'm sure you'd like any number of them.
I would like them, but it's knowing a lot about high def TVs. I mean, how many forms of high definition do you want to see?
It's not even necessarily a matter of forms of high def. It's largely just them hoiking their new products.
Yeah.
There are a few new technologies coming.
Yeah, there are a couple of new technologies. For example, the one that I actually did care about for some reason. I usually don't care about this kind of stuff, but there's some new technology. You got 1080i or whatever it is.
1080p.
1080p.
Whatever. It's some new thing which creates the colours that are more vivid, basically so that the blacks that appear on the screen on your TV, if you were to switch the lights off and watch a movie where it was all black, it would. You know how most TVs they have that sort of grey, that on colour sort of thing?
Yeah, that's an LCD generally.
Why are you sighing?
Because we understand what black is.
I'm saying it's pitch black, as in like it doesn't even.
The point of it is it doesn't actually turn on.
No, we're talking about a high definition TV.
When
an LCD. Are you talking about an LCD or a plasma? Because they're two different technologies.
No, it's something else.
A third.
It's a third. There's actually a few different ones.
Or?
No, there's a few other ones. There's like OLED and SED, and there's a few new technologies that are coming out that are kind of we've been waiting on a while, and they're starting to pretend that they're actually good products.
Anyway, look, that's pretty much all I want to say about high definition TVs. I thought it's worth a mention because it is CES. But the main gaming stuff that came out of it, of course, was the Zephyr Xbox 360.
Yeah, finally, actually.
New Xbox 360.
We knew it was coming.
Codenamed Zephyr. Well, yeah, it's outputs to HDMI.
Which is probably a useful addition, but only if it's a useful addition
well,
to you.
Considering, well, I mean, that now... It now competes directly with the PlayStation 3, which outputs to HDMI. But people that actually do,
it's also black, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
We did hear a rumor from somebody,
some unnamed source.
One of our sources.
Whoops! Did I tell you guys that?
No, we said unnamed.
Yeah, unnamed.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell anyone your name, Stokes.
Okay.
But yeah, that it was going to come out. It was
that in April they're going to bring out a black
It is
one.
also they're also going to have a 120 gig hard drive with it.
Yeah,
and it's going to be about $749.
No, apparently it's going to be the exact same price. As the Xbox 360. Yeah.
Well, apparently there'll be a black one that's a little more expensive, but maybe that's changed now. Who knows? Whatever.
The other thing,
I mean, it's good. It's good that they're increasing the
from the CS. One of the big things that's happening over the States, not so much Australia, or I don't know, is there's a particular on-demand TV service that is featured that Xbox is touting
Indeed.
about. But the cool thing is that they're saying that the Xbox 360, depending on the carriers that will support it, will replace a set-top box.
Indeed.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's something they've been...
Yeah.
Something that, to be honest, I'm surprised they haven't done long before, seeing as the hardware has always been capable of PVR.
It's just really fascinating. All this stuff with Microsoft, like the live anywhere, like on the mobiles, on the PCs, on the 360.
The Zoom.
They are making a concentrated
Zoom,
effort to take over your life.
More important. Well, I don't quite.
And so they should.
So they should, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not totally convinced. There's just so much potential. I can't even begin to imagine it all. But the potential, I'm just not sure if Microsoft will actually come through with the goods.
No, I get what you mean. I just think you're overstating it a little bit. I don't think that. I mean, yeah, they'll add PVR facilities. Yeah, they'll add some nice little things you can do on Live Anywhere and on Live for Windows. But it's not going to change your world.
Well, some of the things I was reading about. It's got the potential.
I reckon it depends on who you are. If you're someone who does spend a lot of time on a console,
yeah, I guess,
or who wants because obviously the 360 is a media center. To buy a normal media center is actually really quite expensive. But if you buy a 360, you actually get the media center. Yeah. You also get sort of this set-top box facility. It could be a cheaper alternative for an average consumer provided obviously salespeople know obviously how to
Yeah.
put that to a
Look,
person.
a couple. I mean, there are a couple of other previews and stuff that came out there. There was the new Crisis video, and again, look, nothing really big gaming news, basically.
No.
Unfortunately,
It's entirely probable that next year they'll have a bit more.
Probably the only other thing that I just wanted to briefly mention that came out of CES, and this is relevant because, frankly, the 360 is supporting HD DVD, and the PlayStation 3 is supporting Blu-ray, of course. There was the launch of the dual HD DVD and Blu-ray player.
Yeah, from LG.
Yeah,
there was
LG.
also an announcement. I think it was
The
announced there was there was like a 4 announcement of a Warner bringing out a disc that played both.
I'm not sure if it was Warner.
No, it was Warner.
Was it Warner?
It was Warner.
Yeah, I think I remember reading that.
It was Warner,
awesome.
and it would play both discs on the same.
No, stop. Now, well, here's my question: is that honestly awesome, or do they have to actually say this is the Blu-ray content, this is the HDDV content? See, now that's not awesome. That is not awesome.
No, I do agree, and in fact, they were actually saying there's no reason they couldn't put a third layer with the DVD.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it would just play it. Like if you put it in a DVD player, it would just play the DVD, which I think is rocking.
Okay,
personally.
I think that's rocking, but like, doesn't doing that sort of take away the whole concept that this is a massive storage thing and you can use it all? Doesn't that sort of defeat half the purpose?
Yes, it's dumb.
Totally agree there.
It's a dumb solution to a dumb problem.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know,
but
it's
a
a good
typical
solution of them just having a chat about it and combining the best of both. You know, both things isn't going to happen. Hasn't happened, and you know, all's fair in love and war.
A couple of things I do that also read out of it was the HD DVD. There's more units that have been made. There's more HD DVD movies that are available. I think 300 is compared to like 100 Blu-ray movies.
Yeah, Sony are being quite restrictive on, like porn, for example.
Porn.
You can't get porn on Blu-ray. I know I've made my choice.
Damn it.
I've made my choice.
Don't give us that fake, damn it. Okay? You were holding out for it, alright? Can you imagine?
I want more porn on my disc.
We're talking about a screen the size of your wall that's so crisp you can go up and you can lick it.
And will.
And will.
Before finding out that it's just a screen.
No. See, it's going to be HD DVD. Porn.
There's a lot of gay porn.
Yes.
But yeah,
Don't say yes to that. What are you doing?
What the hell am I supposed to say?
No. You say no.
No, Matt. No.
Or if you really want to trip him out, touch his leg and go, yes, maybe later. Or just something like that. You know, you've just got to...
I need to learn from the master.
Trip it round. So, no,
yeah.
No,
Oracle is the master.
No, Oracle's the master because he is gay.
No, he's not really gay. He's just experimental. He's just willing to learn.
I didn't mean he's gay in a bad way. I meant gay as in funny.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
I'm not with you on that.
Gay as in happy?
That's fine.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
the proper definition of the
there
word.
Gay
I was going to say something that was more relevant. I was just going to say that, you know, for all we make jokes about not being able to get porn, that's a massive industry.
It is. It's a billion dollar industry too.
That's
$3
billion.
It's a $3 billion industry.
That sounds like 9/11 times 1,000.
Billion.
Yes, 911,000.
Yes, so
it's a multi-billion dollar industry. How's that?
Multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's an industry that Sony have decided they don't want because that's rude. And I think that's pretty typical of Sony to decide that they don't really want what their consumers want.
But
which
ironically,
is
isn't the old beta versus VHS debate?
Yeah, see, this comes up because Beta did the same thing. Beta wouldn't actually...
wouldn't they allow porn?
No, they wouldn't allow
really?
porn. Which is like it's...
Because the beta
for the future.
You'd think Sony would have learned from their mistakes.
The beta format actually was around for quite a long time. In fact, I think they stopped making them about 3 weeks ago.
Are you making that up?
No, I'm not. They actually use them for film editing quite commonly because... and for film archiving because they're actually higher quality than VHS. They're actually a better format for storing data. They're just not popular.
Mainstream.
You know.
Okay.
They're not mainstream.
So they did have some sort of...
redeeming features.
Yeah, some uses in some industries, just not in the general consumer industry.
Look, I think we should wrap it up. We've rambled on for about 35 minutes or so now. Look, just before we do, though, I did briefly want to say, not that we have anything to report on it because none of us have played it, but the Burning Crusades is out.
Burning Crusade is out, and many people are playing many games.
The promises that we made about starting an Australian Gamer Guild will happen.
Yeah, definitely will happen.
Because we're going to go for a drive tonight and go buy it.
Are we?
Yep.
Sweet.
Because, this is the best thing. I'm going to buy it for Matt right now.
Yeah, why wouldn't you buy it for you?
Because I have stuff I want to do.
So
this is the thing. Matt
see.
has stuff. Matt says,
have stuff I need to
look,
do.
I'm really busy tonight. I've got so much work to do. And I'm like, is any of that Australian Gamer stuff? You're like, no, it's other work. I'm like, fantastic. What if I buy you the Burning Crusades tonight?
It's like just handing heroin to a heroin addict.
Yeah, to which I replied, then I'll be playing Burning Crusade.
Yes, it is.
You're an evil man. But I like
just
that
idea.
idea.
The man part.
Well, I can't
evil,
say boy.
Scared little boy.
Scared little boy?
Yeah.
Scared weird little man?
Inner child?
Scared weird little guy.
Little guy?
You're a guy.
I'm a guy.
You are a guy.
I'm more of a guy than any of you guys. Hold on.
Okay.
I just ruined that, didn't I?
Yes.
All right, look, let's wrap this up. Starks, thank you very much for making the amazing trip from Sydney just to be
all the way here, so we'll see you later.
Anytime.
Is you playing? Are you going back tonight?
No, I'm actually going back on the 21st.
Why?
Just one other quick thing I would like to say. For anyone listening that does know Starks, I think they should know how fantastic and how very skilled he is at the particular Wii games that involve that involve moving the hand up and down extremely quickly. The rest of us were
practiced skill.
Yeah, we were playing Raving Rabbids, and none of us could quite get this game. I think it was like you had to run or something like that. Oh no, you
have to fill the goggles with the juice.
Yeah, get this right. It shoots out this orange juice on the screen. You've got to aim it at the rabbits, and it fills up their goggles with the juice. And so your right hand is aiming, your left hand is pumping the juice up and down. None of the rest of us, me and Dave and Junior, were at that. None of us could do it, but Starks, he not only did it, he got the high score. He went the full distance.
He's a pumper from way back. And he's very experienced at...
Bukkake, eat your heart out.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's very experienced at pumping stuff onto animals. Bukkake.
Really? And on that note, thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you again next week.
What?
Goodbye.
See you guys.